Will you still be wearing your mask even with the vaccine? Which is more painful, the first or the second dose? Oh, we got a little bit of controversy in the mix. How do you feel about the Texas mask mandate? Well, let me stir the pot. Let me tell you how I feel about this. Okay, so there's no going back. Squad ain't with me. Hello to everybody and their moms, Kristen here, and welcome back to my channel. If you recently subscribed to my channel, I just want to go ahead and tell you that I promise this is not what my content typically looks like. It just so happens that, surprise, COVID is very real and is something that we really can't escape at the moment. And considering that I now have a little bit more knowledge than the average person in terms of the vaccine, I felt like it would make a lot of sense for me to sit down and just kind of, go into the unknown. I'm going to be doing a Q&A based off of questions that you guys have asked me. If you're new here, definitely make sure to subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first question I had was, what type of vaccine did you get? I got the Moderna vaccine. I know there's a Pfizer vaccine, but that's not the one that I happened to get. I just got the one that was available, and this was the one that was available. So the second question is, have you gotten your second dose? Yes. So I actually got my second dose this past Saturday. So today is Tuesday. Yes, so it's been 3 days since I got my second dose. And honestly, that was definitely an experience. I know that there's questions pertaining to that, so I'll definitely explain my full experience on that in a minute. But yes, I have gotten my second dose. So someone asked, which is more painful, the first or the second dose? In my opinion, the second dose, 10,000,000%. The second dose definitely caught me off guard and stomped on my neck and called me ugly. It was just a very memorable experience, and not something that I would want to experience again. I'm just going to be honest. I will say to you though that my sister and my mom, who also happened to get the vaccine, they did not have these side effects at all. They had arm pain and they were like, yay, 30 minutes later. How similar was it to getting the flu shot? Was there any effects you noticed after the fact? So just to kind of briefly scan over this question, I will say that I do have an entire video talking about my entire experience. I'll have it linked in the description and in the corner. If that's something that you're wanting to check out to get a more play-by-play, in-depth experience, if you're really trying to know all of the ins and outs of that, definitely check out that video. But to kind of, answer this in simplest terms, the shot itself, yeah, it's not like they have a huge syringe, or they're close your eyes, or spin around 3 times. There's no ritual, there's nothing that's irregular. It's all very professional. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's just an average shot. It really is. And in terms of the side effects I had for the first shot, definitely check that video out. The second vaccine side effects, I'm gonna tell you guys right now what happened. So the experience was the exact same. You get there, you fill the paperwork, you get in line, they give you the shot, you wait 15 minutes, and then you leave, right? And so for me, my arm didn't hurt at all at first. And so I was like, oh my God, good to go, love to see it. And got home, immediately fell asleep, took a big nap. So that was the same thing that I experienced the first time around. But then I felt like my back was being stabbed. Literally, it hurt so bad. And that pain didn't affect me until the next day, the next morning when I was watching church with my family. And so I literally felt like Quasimodo. I was like, this is what he felt like his whole life. This poor man. How tragic. It was intense. And in addition to that, I started to have a very intense headache. I also started to have hot and cold flashes. I also started to sweat profusely, so much sweat. But I was also drinking a lot of water, but this was just a lot of sweat. I fell asleep again for I want to say 12 hours. I'm not kidding. The half of the entire day on Sunday, I was asleep. I did not eat. I could not eat. I felt like I was going to throw up, so I had a lot of nausea. I actually ended up losing weight, which is, that just shows you how little I ate that day. But that, in a sense, kind of explains my side effects for the second dose, which was definitely something else. On a scale of 1 to 10, how painful was the shot? In my opinion, I would literally give it a 1. The initial shot is just like your average flu shot. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Boop, you're done. Oh, we got a little bit of controversy in the mix. How do you feel about the Texas mask mandate? Well, let me stir the pot. Let me tell you how I feel about this. Okay, so I'm annoyed. I'm very annoyed. I find it to be annoying because I feel like we're being inconsiderate. You know, people love to say, I would do anything for my country, but then don't wear a mask. Like, I just, it's not making sense to me. It's not adding up, you know? And I think it's a little bit silly considering that we are in the middle of a pandemic. Miss Spring Break is right around the corner, and to decide no masks, I just think it's a little bit silly. And I think it's one of those moments, again, where you've seen it explained countless times, where it's like being in a group project and no one else is doing any of the work. And that's literally what it feels like. Will you still be wearing your mask even with the vaccine? Baby girl, yes, of course. Absolutely. In fact, whenever I go anywhere, I actually double mask. I think it's just the fact that COVID has just exposed how nasty it is out there. Like, we already knew, like we've been new, but now we like can't avoid it. And I'm disgusted. Frankly, just nauseous, you know? So I will definitely continue wearing my mask. Someone asked, what is one piece of advice you would tell yourself before the vaccine? I would tell you to hydrate. Hydrate. If you're anything like me and you don't drink a lot of water, if you don't continuously consume water like you should on a daily basis, which I don't really do, I'm getting better at it though. But point is, I would definitely recommend drinking like a gallon of water. I think that if I had hydrated beforehand properly, I think my experience would have been a little bit different. Did you take medication before or after the vaccine? I didn't take any medication at all. I had read a couple of articles that my mom had sent me about taking medication and how it can like make it less effective, so I just didn't want to take the risk to do that at all. How did you ease your pain without meds? So for the first dose, whenever I had extreme arm pain, I went and took a hot shower. Like, I ran it as hot as it could go in my house, and then I put my arm up to it and I just let the hot water hit this area where I had received the shot. And that really helped ease the pain to the point where I was like, ooh, I can, you know, move it around, move my arm and feel okay. And I found that to be really helpful. And the last question, how do you think your life will change now that we've gotten it? I'm gonna be honest, I don't really think it's gonna change. Boring, but yeah. So if you're seeing my face or hearing my voice at this point in time, congratulations, you've made it to the end of this video. Before you go, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up and also make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to put my weekly subscriber goal onto the screen. And if you feel like this is something that you can help me out with, it would mean a lot to me. I also have an Instagram, so definitely make sure to check that out for updates about my life and just, you know, COVID. If anything interesting happens, definitely head over there, double tap a couple photos and say hey. And also, if you have any other questions, just make sure to comment them below and I'll definitely check them out. I'm pretty sure that's everything. So thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.